5 times the championship leaders changed this season. What will happen now as it's lights out and away we go? Bottas gets a decent start, as does Hamilton. Verstappen can't dive down the inside. Leclerc's keeping him company as Hamilton takes the lead into the first corner from Valtteri Bottas. There's Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc going wheel to wheel as they go round turn 2. But it's Hamilton from Bottas from Verstappen, then the Ferrari of Leclerc, then comes Perez, and behind them Lando Norris ahead of Pierre Gasly. That is Mick Schumacher into the barrier at the infamous now turn 21-22 complex. We saw Charles Leclerc there in practice. Mick Schumacher has gone into the barriers now. We've got our first safety car of the evening.
Are you okay, Mick? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, it's very like Charles Leclerc, isn't it? In the back end stepped out on the way into 22. And I'm afraid you're straight into a cul-de-sac at that point, and you can see how well it absorbed it all.
Valtteri's driving massively off the pace.
I agree, it's an absolute...
That shouldn't be allowed, what he does.
Verstappen stays out and takes the lead of this race. Hamilton and Bottas pit. Are Red Bull gambling here on another safety car? We'll only find out at the end of lap 50. And they're now red flagging the race, and this is now played very much into Red Bull and Max Verstappen's hands, because the one thing you can do when the race is suspended and it's red flagged, you can make your tyre change.
Have they said what the reason is?
Not heard anything yet.
That's unbelievable, man. James, that was a big gamble that they just took, because we're right behind them on the SC. That doesn't even make sense.
It's a risk we knew with that red flag, but we didn't think it's going to happen.
We're going to get a resumption in 10 minutes' time. It's lights out and away we go again. And Verstappen and Hamilton are going to be neck and neck going into turn 1, and Hamilton's got a better start. And Hamilton goes into the first corner as Bottas locks up, almost hits Verstappen, who goes off the track and then forces Hamilton wide as Esteban Ocon gets ahead of Lewis Hamilton and goes into second place. And that's Sergio Perez, who's been tagged. And there's another incident involving George Russell, and it's Russell up against the barriers. But they're going to talk about that start again, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a second safety car, because that was chaos at the start. And get tagged from behind, yes he does.
Yeah, 3 into 2 doesn't go. Critical for the Constructors' Championship as well.
Very much so. Oh, no.
Will the stewards decide that Max Verstappen has to give the place back to Lewis Hamilton, and that'll put them behind Esteban Ocon. Ocon would lead it away again.
We understand the order will be Ocon, Hamilton, Verstappen.
That is correct. Ocon, Hamilton, Verstappen.
As the lights on, lights out, and away we go. And Ocon ahead of Hamilton, but not by much. Verstappen's going to go down the inside. There's 3 of them, and Hamilton and Ocon touch. But they keep going, and Verstappen now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. He picked his moment, he picked the right moment. And Verstappen takes the lead of the race ahead of Ocon and Hamilton. And Lewis Hamilton pulls out to the left-hand side and gets past Esteban Ocon. He had the pace, that was easy. His next overtake, if it happens, might be a whole different ball game. We've got a virtual safety car.
Ending
Soon, but still we've got a bit of debris on the track. But we're going to go green. So wherever that piece of debris was, we're going to go green and we're going to get racing once more. As we do have another virtual safety car, so everyone decreases their speed by 40%.
The circuit is the worst condition of the weekend, mate. I mean, we put red flags, 100 red flags, and now we are racing at 300 kph with the circuit like this.
The track is now clear, but that's played into Red Bull's hands, those easy laps on the medium tyres.
And he is gaining, and he is gaining, and he is gaining, and he's going to go for the move here. Lewis Hamilton trying to get into the lead of the race. They go wheel to wheel into the first corner. Verstappen has to bail out. Lewis Hamilton has to bail out. Verstappen ends that sequence with a bigger lead over Lewis Hamilton.
Max, so let's give the position back to Hamilton. Obviously, do that strategically.
Oh, they've touched, and they've collided. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. How much damage Mercedes. What has happened there? Verstappen being told to give the place back to Lewis Hamilton. Slowed down on the straight. Hamilton ran into the back of the Red Bull. Just what is going on here in Jeddah tonight?
Max left a lot of space to the inside, but then he accelerated immediately away from it again, didn't he?
We had no idea who's going to do that. Excuse me, Ron, I came over and told you, if you've got other channels going...
No, you told me as it happened.
Ron, I can only push as many buttons as I can.
And Verstappen clearly slowing down. This is the DRS zone. And Max Verstappen, after letting Lewis past, now goes for a lunge down the inside and retakes the lead of the race. So he let Hamilton past. Hamilton scooted past, and Max Verstappen has a 5-second time penalty for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. So he might have the lead of this race, but he's got a 5-second time penalty. But that turn 27 incident is now going to be investigated after the race. It is Hamilton and Verstappen going for it again, and going for it again at turn 27. And Hamilton has now got past Verstappen. Lap 43 of this race, Hamilton now leads from Max Verstappen. Hamilton is going to give us level pegging in the championship as he comes home to win the first Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's Hamilton and Mercedes on top. It's Hamilton and Verstappen finishing 1-2 and sharing the top 2 places for the 13th time this season. But can now Esteban Ocon hang on and come home and complete that podium trio? He's got a little bit of DRS assistance with Yuki Tsunoda just ahead of him to help his pace. They are racing to the line, and Bottas has got Esteban Ocon right at the line, and by a 10th of a second, Mercedes get both their drivers on the podium.
And here we go. He gets a great drive out of the final corner, and he knows it.
It is now the 30th title decider at the final race of the season, the 4th in Abu Dhabi. It is only 7 days away. What a night tonight.